Hello, comic book fans. Boy, do I have a treat for you today. This episode is a two-part oldie but goodie of The Amazing Spider-Man. Starting with issue number 269, published by Marvel, titled Burn, Spider, Burn. The issue starts out with a cosmic being known as Fire-Lord. For those who do not know much about him, he is a powerful cosmic being who travels the galaxy looking for suitable planets for his master to devour. That's right, he's a herald for Galactus, much like his predecessor and most famous herald, the Silver Surfer. While traveling the galaxy at the speed of light, we get to see the Fire-Lord's power in action, as he totally obliterates an asteroid with the power cosmic, a gift bestowed upon him by his master Galactus. As he continues to travel, the Herald comes across a galaxy that he remembers and instantly recognizes Earth. Remembering the wonders of the planet, he decides to visit it again. It so happens that out of all the places on Earth the Fire-Lord decides to visit, it is New York City. While flying over the city, he recognizes a display poster of pizza and remembers its delicious taste. So he stops by the establishment for a serving. Fire-Lord enters the pizzeria by smashing in the front door and approaches the counter. While this is happening, a construction worker is there watching television about the dreaded mutant menace and believes Fire-Lord must be one of them. The mighty herald of Galactus grabs the clerk and orders him to make him some pizza. The clerk tells the Fire-Lord that it is still early and he still needs time to heat up his ovens. The mighty herald offers his assistance and blasts the oven to molten slag. With everyone's attention focused on the new visitor, the construction worker previously mentioned decides to run back to his worksite and get some backup against the mutant menace. Meanwhile, not far away, Spider-Man is swinging by, when suddenly his spider sense goes abuzz, alerting him to the presence of danger. So he decides to investigate and swings towards the source of the alarm. Back at the pizzeria, the construction workers connect a fire hydrant to a hose and unleash a torrent of water on the Fire-Lord. Needless to say, it does not go well. Enraged, the cosmic being shoots like a rocket through the roof of the restaurant and is attacked again by a jet stream of water. Easily he dodges the stream. Fed up by what he believes to be unwarranted attacks, he decides to retaliate with a fiery blast. Just in the nick of time, Spider-Man swoops down and saves the worker from certain death. With no secondary thought, Spider-Man immediately attacks Fire-Lord, and the two will battle high above the city skyline. The web slinger is able to wrestle away his opponent's staff, but finds out that the weapon itself is not the source of his adversary's power, but only a conduit for which he can channel his abilities. The real power lies within the wielder. Realizing the power of the fiery being, Spidey decides the direct attack is no good, so he decides to set a trap using the Fire-Lord's own momentum against him. At the last minute, he leaps out of the way, and the flaming torpedo rockets through 3 buildings. Using the time his precious trick has gave him, Spider-Man comes up with another plan, to discard the staff in the one place he hopes his combustible opponent cannot go. While standing on the bridge, he brandishes the staff in front of Fire-Lord, and then plummets it to the sea. Without hesitation, the Herald dives in after it. Spider-Man, believing the stunt would only delay his adversary, decides to flee to a nearby roof to gather his thoughts. Believing that he has narrowly escaped death against a deadly foe, the web slinger desperately thinks of a way to elude his pursuer. But just then, a web bundle containing his clothes falls to the floor. It dawns on Spider-Man that the Fire-Lord does not know his true identity, so he decides to change. But while picking up his wallet, it opens up to a picture of his Uncle Ben. Just then, he is reminded of what neglect to act has cost him in the past. With a renewed sense of purpose, Spider-Man decides it won't be hard for the Fire-Lord to find him. In fact, he will bring the fight to him. Stay tuned, fans, for the next episode, because you won't believe what happens next.